YouTube? I'm Kirsty, and in case you missed Monday Night Raw tonight, I got you. Trying this again. I was like almost done, and my sweet darling daughter stopped my video. Okay, so tonight, first person to come out was our new Universal Champion. Everyone roll your eyes. Brock Lesnar comes out. He's holding up his belt like a boombox. Paul Heyman announces that there is going to be a battle royale tonight of 10 superstars, and the winner will face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. The 10 are Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Big E, Cesaro, Braun Strowman, Rey Mysterio, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Bobby Lashley, and Roman Reigns. First, we have a 6-man tag match. 2 out of 3 falls. Anyone else kind of sick of these 6-man? I don't like them anymore. So we have Ricochet and the Usos versus Robert Roode and the Revival. The first fall, I wasn't prepared for it. I don't even know what happened. Like, I was gone for half a second, and somehow Ricochet pinned Roode for the first fall. Then Jey Uso's in the ring with Roode. Roode does a spine buster on Jey, tags to Wilder. Wilder does some chops, and Jey and Wilder exchange punches till Wilder brings Jey to his turnbuckle, and then all of them start hitting him. He runs and tags Jimmy. Jimmy kicks to the midsection of Wilder. Wilder tags to Dash. Big flapjack on Jimmy for the cover. That's the second fall. Dawson does a big slam to Jimmy. Cover, kick out. Tag to Wilder. Abdominal, not a snowman. Abdominal stretch. Like, where's... like that. That's exactly what it's like. That was dead on impression. Wilder starts to go to tag to his corner, but he realizes that Jimmy's going to run tag his corner. So then he decides he's going to hold Jimmy, put him back in that stretch. And he finally lets him go. He tags to Roode. No, I'm sorry. Jimmy starts to prevent more hold. Okay, no, there's a tag to Dawson. Wilder takes out the entire Uso corner. There's a tag to Ricochet right then. Ricochet does the flying spine buster to Dawson. There's a tag to Roode. That's where it is, because I inserted it in with the little arrow and I confused myself. Okay, so most of the Revival's on ringside, so Roode comes in. Jey flies to the Revival. Roode tries a DDT on Ricochet, but he fails. Ricochet runs to the top rope, 630. Cover, Ricochet wins. Do you guys hear that? Hang on. Sorry, one of our fans was apparently about to explode. And I spent an hour before this trying to unclog a bathtub that I couldn't. So that's my night. But it's all good because I watch wrestling. So Ricochet and the Usos win. Then Styles and Gallows and Anderson come out, and Ricochet attacks them on the ramp. The Usos take out Gallows and Anderson with some kicks. The Revival do a shatter machine to the Usos, and AJ gets Ricochet back in the ring, does phenomenal forearm, and Gallows and Anderson do the magic killer to Ricochet. Then we have the Viking Raiders versus Vinny Roode and Jackson Jane. What is it, ladies and gentlemen? Squash match. It was like 3 seconds. Seriously, they took him out. Then they did the thing they've been doing where they pick him back up before they count to 3 just so they can beat him up more. After that, backstage segment of Drew McIntyre challenging Cedric Alexander because, okay, remember, was it last week or the week before? I think it was last week where they, Shane McMahon, Drew McIntyre, and Elias, I think, asked the custodian to fight with them and be Roman Reigns' tag partner, and he comes out in a mask, but it was Cedric Alexander the whole time. We were all fooled. It was an imposter. It was not Gary Garbutt. So we have Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander. Drew right away, shoulder tackle, runs Cedric into the turnbuckle, slaps him. Cedric retaliates with a huge kick, and Drew rolls out of the ring. So Cedric does his pretty fly. He gets back in the ring, but Drew does a belly-to-belly on Cedric, picks him up, throws him across the ring like he's a football. Drew tries to pick up Cedric, but Cedric... That was very psycho. I liked that. Cedric fights back down, elbows Drew's face. Drew climbs the ropes, but Cedric meets him there with a drop kick. Drew tries for a headbutt. Doesn't really work, so he goes for an inverted Alabama slammer, but Cedric reverses it, rolls Drew up. Cedric Alexander wins. And Drew McIntyre is getting buried. Okay, then there's a backstage promo of Finn Balor wants his Intercontinental title back, but tonight he has to go through Samoa Joe if he eventually wants to get it back. And Samoa Joe says that's not going to happen, but like way more dramatically. So we have Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe. Okay, let me tell you why I missed the beginning of this match. You guys are very familiar with my daughter, Sega. Well, since the beginning of her life, I have been trying to get her to do the Finn Balor entrance. Like, oh! Oh! Yeah, because you guys didn't know what it was. You're just watching a wrestling video for 7 minutes. She's done it to, like, Kurt Angle and Johnny Gargano, but she never does it with Finn Balor. And sometimes just when we're sitting at home, she'll look at me and go, oh! Tonight she did it with Finn Balor at the same time, and I was so excited, so I was like picking her up and giving her kisses and tickles in a very dignified way. So I missed the beginning. What I saw was Finn took a big elbow from Joe. Finn keeps putting Joe in headlocks. Joe chops him, gets him off him. Finn, another headlock. He put him in like 3 or 4 headlocks. Joe escapes, rolls him up, Samoa Joe wins. The bell rings. He keeps kicking Finn, Coquina clutch, but Finn gets out of the clutch, drives Joe into the turnbuckle, goes to the top, coup de grace. Joe walks away, and Finn's music starts playing, which I don't understand because the actual match, Finn lost, but we go with it. And so they're doing the music, and just before that, his music goes, ay. Like, I literally just wrote a bunch of E's going down like that. And then slowly, section by section, the lights go out in the stadium. Finn's standing there, kind of confused, a little scared. It becomes pitch black. The lights come back on. Who is holding Finn Balor? None other but Bray Firefly Funhouse Wyatt. He's in his fiend mask, and he's holding him like this because Sister Abigail, Bray Wyatt, is back, and I'm uber excited. Okay, then we have a little... Then it shows Dre Maverick excitedly getting a hotel room for him and his wife because tonight's the night. Hi, I don't trust you near my camera anymore. So they get the key and they go back to the hotel room, and R-Truth pops up behind the concierge and says, look up Hornswoggle's room for me. And hands him like $1 or something. Then we have the Street Profits. They're mostly just pumping us up for the women's fatal 4-way, where the winner of this will fight Becky Lynch at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's title. Angelo Dawkins still has a crush on Nikki Cross, but they also do predictions for who they think is going to win the 10-man Battle Royale tonight. Angelo picks Big E and Montez picks Rollins. And these guys, I cannot do it justice. I never in my life could do it justice what they do. It's so entertaining, so amazing. I want them to narrate my life. Like, they would make me plunging a bathtub to no avail sound like so cool. Okay, next we have backstage. Maria Kanellis says she's my spirit animal, as we know, because she responded to me on Twitter that one time. Have I mentioned that? Okay, this child's trying to hit me. Okay, well, she's backstage and she tells Mike that she's going to fight his fight tonight because he's so weak. She, even pregnant, has a better chance of winning than him. So she starts walking to the ring when the music plays, but the refs stop her and say, you're pregnant, you can't do this. And then Mike runs past her. He's like, I got this, baby, I'm going to do this, I'll show you. Gets in the ring. It's Mike Kanellis versus Zack Ryder. So Mike gets into the ring, the bell rings, Rough Rider 3 count. Like that. Seriously, like that. So Maria then takes a mic, says, our unborn child, no, my unborn child, had a better chance of winning that match than you. Okay, then we have another 6-man tag. AJ Styles and Anderson and Gallows versus the Lucha House Party. We start with Styles punching Gran Metalik. There's a tag to Anderson, who starts stomping him. Metalik starts to come back, but Anderson gets him into the turnbuckle. Tag to Gallows, who does some stomps, some chops. Metalik starts returning the chops. Then Gallows does the headbutt. Metalik kicks him. So Gallows tags to Anderson, who just literally runs over Metalik. All of a sudden, Ricochet comes down the ramp, just starts attacking AJ Styles. So the Lucha House Party take out Gallows and Anderson. Commercial. We come back to AJ with big drop kick to Lince Dorado. Then tags to Gallows, who does a bunch of big punches. Then tags to Anderson. They're really good at tagging. Anderson kicked to Dorado's midsection, puts him in a hold, but lets him go so he can run to the rope and take out Gran Metalik. Lince Dorado does a backward stunner thing on Anderson and then tags Kalisto. I just wrote Kalisto flying drop Anderson. Oh, let me tell you why. Because, okay, then the Gallows and Anderson go out of the ring and AJ Styles is out of the ring. I don't know if they're regrouping or injured or what. That part, I was riding and I looked up and they were just there. Like a weird teleportation situation. Great band name. Okay, so, Gran Metalik and and Dorado, they fly out and take Anderson and Styles. Then Kalisto dives to take out Gallows. Gallows tags Styles, who does a calf crusher to Kalisto in the ring. Kalisto taps, but AJ keeps holding on unbearably long and then keeks Kalisto out of the ring. Okay, then a little backstage thing where Seth says he's hurt, he lost his title, but Becky Lynch is one of the toughest people he knows, and he will fight everyone and beat everyone until he fights and beats Brock Lesnar and gets his title back. Next, we had the Fatal 4-Way of the winner gets to go against Becky Lynch in SummerSlam. So we have Alexa Bliss with Nikki Cross on ringside, Carmella, Naomi, and Natalya. Becky comes out to watch it. Oh, and then they had a commercial. You guys, next Monday night is a Raw reunion because apparently now it's like the longest running weekly cable television network show. But they're going to have a reunion. So many people are going to be there, like Hulk Hogan and then Booker T, X-Pac, like everybody. It's supposed to be like the biggest reunion. So I thought I'd mention it. Sounds kind of cool, like a big party. Okay, so this Fatal 4-Way starts. Alexa slaps Naomi and then runs. Naomi rolls up Carmella, kick out. She tries to roll up Natty. Her and Natty both run at each other and do a double drop kick to each other. They both go down, get back up, run again. They both clothesline each other. Thank you, baby. Carmella goes back and forth after this because they're laying on the ground. She's trying to pin them all. Just seriously, she tries each girl like 3 times. She throws Natty out of the ring, kicks Naomi into the turnbuckle, gets her on the top rope, and does her handstand thing where then she wraps her like legs around Naomi's neck and then flips her down. Then Natty runs at her, and Mella gets her and does the Mella go round, where, like, Natty's spinning, but, see, it's like the opposite of a Cesaro swing, because Cesaro's, like, the one in power, he has the control, and then he swings people like that. But with the Mella go round, Mella's the one swinging, but then she can still somehow flip them. I don't know. Don't look too much into it, Kirsty. Don't be a mark. So Mella go round is where I am. Sorry, I get distracted. Then Natty rolls out. Mella dodges Naomi's rear view, but Naomi does land a kick. Alexa Bliss shows back up and just starts trying to pin Carmella. She does pin Carmella. Carmella's eliminated, even though Nikki's the one that kicked her. Then Bliss pins Naomi, but the ref doesn't see it. Naomi does a huge slam and big kicks to Alexa Bliss, cover, kick out. Bliss kicks Naomi's back. Naomi's on the ground at this point, and Bliss just starts kicking her back. And then, when you think she can't kick her anymore, just slap. Alexa runs at Naomi like she's going to do something, but Naomi runs at her. They double clothesline as well. Commercial. We come back. Naomi throws Natty with her feet, pulls Natty outside the ring, does a blockbuster to Natty on the steel stairs. Then Alexa comes behind Naomi, hits her, drags her in the ring, puts her in a lock. But then let's go to kick Naomi. Naomi goes into the turnbuckle and starts kicking back. There's a cover on Bliss, kick out. Then Naomi does a submission to Bliss with like her feet. There's a kick out. Naomi throws Bliss over the rope off the apron because I'd be frustrated too. Then Natty had Naomi. I drew it. That was the move that Natty had Naomi in, where Naomi's like backwards like this, like on Natty's like knees. I don't know what it's called. It looks crazy. So she's doing that move to her, and Bliss just comes up and puts all her weight on Naomi's shoulder, like lays right here, so Naomi's shoulders hit the ground, so she would have gotten the tag even though Natty did all the work. But Naomi kicked out. So Bliss punches Natty. Natty rolls out of the ring. Then Bliss does a chokehold to Naomi. Cover, kick out. Bliss brings her to turnbuckle, kicks her a bunch of times, and then Naomi does the scorpion kick to Bliss. But Bliss throws Naomi down by her hair, throws her. Natty's starting to come into the ring at this point, throws her into Natty. Natty just pummels Bliss in the corner. Alexis sends Natty into the turnbuckle. Bliss takes Natty down, She runs the ropes. Naomi grabs her foot. She climbs up the rings, and Naomi does a kick to Natty and one to Bliss at the same time. Like, they're running out from opposite directions. She kicks, does the splits on the apron. Natty brings her in, does a sunset flip, cover for 3. Naomi's eliminated. You guys, it is just Alexa Bliss with Nikki Cross on ringside and Natty. Commercial. Nikki Cross gets on the mic and yells that everyone needs to start cheering for her best friend, Alexa Bliss. Because at this point, the crowd's going, they do a "This is awful" chant, which, like, why? It wasn't. I was offended. Okay, so after she says everyone should cheer for Alexa, of course, everybody boos Alexa. Bliss does the double knees to Natty. Natty kicks out. Natty gets Bliss, bounces her off the ropes, slams her on the ground, runs over her back. You know how she does where they... Oh! I just can't. Bliss rolls out. So then Natty does the sliding kick under the ropes, but Alexa has moved. So Natty quickly runs out Alexa to do the clothesline. They're on ringside. Alexa moves out of the way. Natty clotheslines Nikki Cross. This angers little Miss Bliss. She gets into the ring. And then Natty does a sharpshooter on her and she taps. Like, we thought it was going to be so much more climactic than that. And Natty says, like, after this, what a crazy year she's had, which she has. You know, her father passed away earlier this year. And the last major thing that I recall Natalya doing was when she was fighting the Riot Squad and they put up that huge table with, like, Jim Neidhart's picture on it and were trying to throw Natalya through it. And, like, her father had just died. Like, I think Natty deserves something after that because that was low. Like, whoever wrote that was low. I hope John Moxley does a Jericho about that. She says she's excited to fight her friend for the title in her home country of Canada. Montreal Screwjob Part 2? Anyone? Is this what's going to happen? So Becky gets on the mic and says, when it comes to her title, they aren't friends. She's better at war than love. And Natty says, well, you must not be a good lover then. And calls her a word that I will not say. Becky says, okay, it's war, and Natalya can use her to get her career back, but she won't get the title. Natty starts yelling back, there's some shoving, the ref stands in between, and Natty leaves. Then we have Miz TV with guest Dolph Ziggler. Dolph asks if the rumors are true that now Miz is just a yes man and not a fighter. He's just happy to be there and has kissed so much butt that they didn't even put him on the pay-per-view. To which Miz says, I'd rather not be on the pay-per-view than to lose to Kevin Owens in 17 seconds. So Dolph admits it was Goldberg bad, but Miz isn't a fighter. He's only into fake glitz and glamour, just like his wife. So Miz hits him. One moment, please. Okay, sorry. Since our bathtub's clogged, she didn't have a bath tonight. And she doesn't normally sleep anyway, especially not when she's teething. But without a bath now, she really has no idea what's going on. Anyway, who cares? Who cares about my life? Then it shows Drake Maverick in the hotel room wearing just his undies and his 24/7 title. There's a knock at the door, and his wife, I believe her name is Renee Michelle, or Michelle Renee. One of those. But she is gorgeous. And, like, I just keep thinking, you peed yourself in that one pay-per-view when Big Show had a hold of you, and you still married this beautiful woman. There's hope for everyone, guys. So, knock at the door. His wife thinks it's room service. A big cart is wheeled in. And then, when the door shuts behind them, the room service guy takes off his jacket. It's a ref. R-Truth comes out of the cart, pins Drake Maverick on the bed, so he retains the title. When he pinned Drake Maverick on the bed, gorgeous wife was in the bed just screaming. Okay, we have our main event. It is the 10-man battle royale. Here's a recap. We got Big E, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Rey Mysterio, Baron Corbin, Roman Reigns, Cesaro, Randy Orton, and Braun Strowman. Let's go. Heyman and Lesnar come out with the steel chair, but it's just for Brock to sit and watch the match. Seth immediately goes after Corbin once the bell rings. Corbin does a big choke slam to Seth, and Seth starts to go over, but he catches himself, pulls himself back in the ring. Lashley goes after Strowman, and after the choke slam to Rollins, Corbin helps him. Cesaro starts uppercutting everyone and even does the Cesaro swing to Rey Mysterio. Cesaro almost gets him out, but Big E picks up Cesaro and slams him. Lashley picks up Cesaro and eliminates him. So Cesaro's the first one gone. Mysterio hits Lashley's ribs. He gets Cesaro out. Rey Mysterio starts hitting Lashley's ribs. Lashley's ribs are taped, by the way. I should have said that. Sorry. Braun picks up and eliminates Lashley. Then Big E picks up Braun. I had to say that twice. Slams him. Then all of a sudden, RKO to Big E. While Big E's kind of disoriented, Sami Zayn pushes him out. Randy Orton RKOs everybody. Then Roman Reigns gives him a Superman punch, and Randy Orton rolls out of the ring. Corbin throws out Mysterio, who's eliminated. So right now in the ring, it's Corbin, Reigns, Braun, and Seth. Everyone goes after Corbin, and Corbin immediately gets eliminated. Braun runs and does like his turnbuckle to turnbuckle thing where he's just That's exactly how it looks. So he does that a few times. Then Roman Reigns goes for the spear, but Braun moves out of the way. Roman Reigns spears his BFF Seth. I like that. So Reigns is kind of in shock, like, Gee Willy Willikers, what did I just do? And Braun takes him to the apron, but Reigns fights back. So they're both on the apron, and Reigns is trying to pull Braun over, and Braun's trying to push him, so they're just fighting. Seth runs over, pushes them both out of the ring. Seth's the only man in the ring. He thinks he won. RKO. So, after the RKO, Randy gets him over to the ropes, but Seth is fighting back. So, Randy gets Seth in the center of the ring, and then he goes down. You know that crazy thing he does where he's like, he's down like that? I always want to say, stupid. Like he called Kofi that one time. And then Kofi called him that back just like last year. Anyway. When he's down like that, Seth does the stomp. Throws Randy out of the ring. Seth Rollins is facing Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I feel like I've seen this movie. Seth exchanges some words with Paul Heyman. Lesnar walks up to the ring and slams the chair down, like on the apron. I don't know. See, on wrestling Twitter, they were saying that during Raw, someone went to Big E's profile on WWE.com, and it said, we'll be facing Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam after winning 10-man Battle Royale. So I don't know what happened with that. I would have liked that more than Seth Rollins. I mean, we just saw this at Mania, a few months ago? I'm not complaining, but... I'm complaining. I dislike this. I dislike this a lot. At least Bray's back. That's cool. And most of Extreme Rules was really cool till the whole Brock thing again. Anyway, that was Monday Night Raw. I'm about to go and get ready for Beyond Serious. We tape on Tuesdays. If you're looking for a podcast, may I suggest that one, because Oz Banks is awesome and funny, and I'm just excited I get to be there. We've been doing it for 9 years, and it's not safe for work. A lot of bad things are said. So if you like bad things, you should check it out. You can also follow me at Twitter at always_KIRSTIE. I live tweet things. Sometimes I'm funny. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate it. Shout out to Chris, who is my best friend's man, my best man. No, I can already see my best friend like, no, you better not, girl. No. But, so thank you for that. That one took me off guard. Liked that. If I don't annoy you too much, feel free to subscribe. I do a lot of wrestling and reality. And, yeah, that's it. As Joel McHale used to say, I watch it so you don't have to. Bye.